In the last section, we talked about how we can conduct a task analysis. Professor, when we run task analysis, we may face various complexities depending upon the type and kind of situations we find ourselves in, right? What if we don't analyze each task so much? What if we just jump into it or think about it just a little before getting the task done?
If you approach any task in an ad hoc manner without really understanding and preparing for it, you may risk performing poorly on that task. There are certain indicators of how poor performance is exhibited in the absence of proper task analysis. The first indicator is poor work quality, avoiding responsibility and reduced productivity. The quality of turnout is low and there is a significant lack of employee initiative. For example, if you are told to analyze some numbers and you end up presenting an analysis with a lot of errors and mistakes. This qualitative aspect is reflected when you are unable to undertake tasks properly. The second indicator of poor performance is tardiness, which includes arriving late, leaving work early and so on. This can also be inferred from late submissions of designated tasks and non-participation in meetings. Calling in sick frequently can also contribute to this. Insubordination, non-compliance, defiance also include inappropriate behavior in the workplace, poor communication in the workplace, conflicts and deliberate non-following of orders. These, too, are indicators of poor performance. Procrastination, inability to concentrate are also observed. Reduced comprehension skills of provided or designated tasks, limited direction with regards to how the task can or should be completed and reduced interdepartmental coordination show that the task analysis is not being done well. Another indicator is excessive reliance and dependency. You end up relying a lot on your colleague to get the work done. You pass up on taking responsibility for work, and you always blame your shortcomings on someone else. Example, you end up blaming your team member for a project not being successful and you are dependent on your colleagues to do your bit for you. Taking shortcuts may also show poor performance. You cut corners in performance and you use shortcuts for communicating and for implementation. You are not patient with the work process and you are always looking at doing a quick job, irrespective of the quality. One key indicator is your inability to take criticism. You do not take criticism well. You become defensive instead of owning up for your actions. You do not take accountability for yourself. You are not interested to learn anything from the project. You do not gain any new insights from a project you are working on. Your excitement for the job is also visibly draining. A collective example of this is that you end up arriving late for work, and speak rudely to your colleague, or have a dispute with them on a silly matter. You sit down to complete the task that you were given to complete months ago, and you have to present that day. You finish the project very fast, but when you present it, there are many errors in terms of calculations, logic and reasoning. You end up being criticized for the project and you have to do it again. You are angry and frustrated and you have not learned anything substantial as well. Your enthusiasm is absent. This shows that you have not undertaken tasks properly.
Professor, let me summarize everything you've said to see whether our audience has understood or not. The ability to undertake tasks well and conduct a task analysis is of prime importance, and if we do not take this seriously, we can see our poor performance being indicated by a lack of avoiding responsibility, taking shortcuts, tardiness, procrastination, and inability to take criticism. I hope I got that right.
Yes, that was perfectly summarized.
Well then, if I got it, I'm sure the audience got it too. It's time to invite the invigilator for a short quiz.
Let's see if the audience really remembers everything as much as you do. The questions I have for you all are as follows.